Alright, friends, take a seat. Welcome to the Brave New Wear Show. My name is Christian, and today I'm joining you back again for one of our favorite segments, Next Day Brand, or Flash in the Pan, and we're talking about Bode New York, an up-and-coming brand only 2 years old that's creating a lot of energy and momentum in menswear. Before I go any further, why don't you subscribe, why don't you like, and follow me on Instagram, because this energy, this casualness will be in every video. You can hear the hum of my radiator on a cool November day. I've got my house cardigan on and my slippers. We're ready to talk about Bode, New York. Rather than having the world's worst audio, I turned my radiator off. I hope I don't freeze to death. You'll know if this is my last video, so it's on you. Let's begin. Bode New York was started by Emily Bode. She's a young 30 under 30 designer, and the brand was launched 2 years ago, primarily or only focusing on menswear. And based on some of these images I will include, you can see the kind of the vibe and the silhouette. We've got boxy outerwear, somewhat workwear inspired. We've got these really cool wide pants that some of them have like a little kind of a tie detail on the waist that creates this very interesting, very trendy silhouette where you've got kind of a tapered waist and kind of a wide leg. And with all of her designs, you see these fabrics that are quilted, are colorful. They're all vintage materials that are sourced and put into the garments, creating a one-of-a-kind piece with all of them, because all of these materials were from, I guess, upholstery, they were curtains maybe. They all have their own vibe and feel, and each piece is kind of like one of a kind. And what's fascinating about Bode right now is, despite being 2 years old, it's growing a lot of momentum. It is already selling out online. I went to pronunciation check, Toto Kello in Lower Manhattan, because that's one of the places that stocks Bode right now. I asked them some questions and they said that they just got some new pieces in, but they sell out almost immediately. So how is this young designer already creating such a wave of excitement for her brand? It comes down to immediately the aesthetic and the vibe of the kind of the whole atmosphere of the brand feels established. And if you look at it, it's kind of like, with all the materials being vintage, there is this type of nostalgia element to everything that she's doing. I think that, for me, when I look at her stuff, I think that I kind of see similarities between two very cool brands right now. Obviously, like what J.W. Anderson is doing at Loewe, I'm seeing a lot of similarities, maybe even just like in the color palette. It seems like J.W. uses a lot of these kind of neutrals, these beiges, in his work for Loewe, and obviously like the Loewe jeans kind of also have that kind of wide fit that Bode is doing with her pants. I also see something Craig Green, obviously with his work, taking kind of workwear pieces like his jackets and making them very cropped and fitted in like a very cool trendy way. It seems Bode is also doing something kind of similar. I really like, I think it's called like the feed sack pant that you can see on the website. That also feels like Loewe to me. Her tops are pretty cool. Right now what I've seen are a lot of button-ups. I think a lot of them are short sleeves, but she's using a lot of materials that are like almost sheer or semi-sheer. They look like they were like lacy materials, like a tablecloth or something that she's kind of reconstructed and made into like this really light and like flowy shirt. Age-old question, will Bode become a huge brand? Is it the flash in the pan, the proverbial? I think obviously one of the things that everybody kind of who's writing about it is talking about, the biggest obstacle in the way of Bode in terms of scaling and growing is how the textiles are sourced. They're all vintage, they're all kind of one of a kind, and something that I think Emily Bode mentioned in one of the articles is trying to get each piece that they produce to be as similar as possible from the last one, trying to kind of mass manufacture these in almost one-of-a-kind pieces. If I had $1 billion, Bode would be one of the pieces I would want to grab right now because it's just like so cool, so interesting. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you've seen these pieces before or if you're interested in them. Comment below and subscribe to the Scrub podcast, to this video, of course. And I'll be hitting you guys with another video next week. I'll see you then.